All right, we're going to be finding the inverse of a function, and this uses our literal equation skills as well as our equation solving skills. So oops, sorry. So we are finding the inverse of a function. F of x is the notation of a regular function. Remember, it's spoken f of x. That's how we say it. If they put this -1 here on top, that's referring to what we're doing right now. So what we're going to be doing is finding the inverse of a function, and that is the notation for it. So to find the inverse of a function, we reflect it through the line. That's a good. Y equals x. So reflect, that's a T. Reflect through the line, y equals x. All that really saying is everything that's y becomes x and everything that's x becomes y. So basically all that's happening is you switch x and y. That's it. That's the inverse. Okay? So when you're dealing with points, it's pretty straightforward. This is x and this is y. So the first one is x, the second one is y. First one is x. So to find the inverse, so remember this is the notation for inverse. So I might not always use the word. This is the notation. They mean the same thing. All you have to do is switch x and y. So x is always the first spot, y is always the second spot. So if y is 0, x is now 0. If y is -1, x is -1. All right, and that's the same thing for each one of them. Okay, you don't have to put the little curly brackets, I just like them. So this is the inverse. Okay, so dealing with points is pretty straightforward. But when we're doing it with an equation, we have a whole bunch of points, infinite number of points. So we have to have an equation or a formula that would solve this. And it's 4 basic steps. And that's it, 4 basic steps. Replace f of x with y. Now, the reason that we do that is because it makes life a little easier. Instead of using 2 letters, we use 1, and it just simply makes it easier. Interchange the x and the y, so that means just switch, just like we did. But this case, it's the actual letters. Then we're going to solve for y, and then we replace it with this. It's really all the same, okay? So really, these 2 steps are big, big steps. So let's do it. Replace f of x with y. So f of x is here. I'm going to change this to y. Again, it simply makes it easier to solve the equation or to do all this stuff if there's only 1 variable sitting here and not 2. So then we switch interchange. Another word for interchange is switch x and y. Only x and y. No numbers, no letters, no other letters. It's just x and y gets switched. So the x comes over here and the y comes over here. They just switch spots. Okay, Parent Trap-ish, right? Switch spots. So now we have to solve for y. So this is just a regular literal equation like we did before, but it's pretty much the same pattern every time. So since we add 2, we subtract 2. We can't subtract these 2, so it stays x minus 2. And then this is 3 times y, so I divide, and I divide the whole thing. Okay, then we just solve for y, then I replace y with this. Okay, that's there, and I'm going to switch sides. This is an equation, I am allowed to do that because it's an equation. Now you can divide that 3 into both pieces. I tend to say don't do that, just because it's just more math that you don't have to do, but it is possible. So you can just divide the 3 into the 1 there. You get 1/3 x, and then the 3 into the -2, -2/3. We will have to do that in the future. I'd like us to get this step down first to here, but if you can go to here, you're phenomenal. Okay, so let's just do a couple more examples. So switch, so without the steps right in front of us, this guy right here, it's probably not a good idea for me to do that, is y. Okay, so I'll rewrite it here. Y equals 4x minus 3. Then we switch x and y. Now we solve for y. So it's generally 2 steps, maybe more here and there, but so we add 3. So we have to get rid of everything around this y. So we add 3. This is multiplication, so now I divide by 4. So then we replace the y with the inverse notation, x plus 3 over 4, or 1/4 x plus 3 over 4. That 4 just dividing into both of those. Okay, now you try. So you're going to try these, and then you're going to submit them to me so I can see how you're doing, okay? Have a fantastic day.